Hi, this is Indie Behavioral Health patient video tutorial number 3, patient portal. Okay, in our last video, patient tutorial video number 2, setting up the patient portal, we registered for our patient portal account, which was sent out by an email. So for this video, number 3, looking at the patient portal, we first want to go back to that email that we starred. Our second email that we got that said patient portal account notification. We had clicked on this button to register our account. So we are going to click on this button again, not to create our account this time, but because it's going to give us this login option, right? And I would highly recommend that you bookmark this tab to make it a patient portal tab, okay? So that you can always come back to it easily. So we're going to use our username and email and get in here. Okay, so we used my email and my password, and now we are in our patient portal. So we're just going to explore the patient portal together. Let's take a look at profile. So if I click on profile, I have all these different options inside the profile that I can click on. If I want to request a family member, so maybe I want to put my spouse on my profile here. I can take a look at my profile settings where I can change my password if I'd like to. I can change my message preferences. So maybe when you have an upcoming appointment, you only want to receive a text message about it. That's okay. You can make sure just the text is clicked and unclick the email and voice. Now, if you want all reminders, so you want to be called about your appointment, you want to be emailed about your appointment, or texted about your appointment, all three of them, you make sure they're all three clicked. And same thing goes for messaging, surveys, online statements. So personalize that if you would like. You can look at your activity history. And you can always look at that terms of service again. Okay, so yep, you can ask a question. You can do everything from your main profile page, right? Okay, now let's go to appointments. So we cannot schedule appointments in here. Rather, you would have to call the office at our office phone number 317-978-0257 to schedule that appointment. But let's look through it. So terms and conditions, they are not officially scheduled until confirmed. Yes, I agree. Okay, it's just going to give you this message. Online scheduling is not available at this time. Gives you that office phone number like I just said. And you can call that office phone number, schedule your appointment easy. Now, let's say you can't get a hold of our office because it's giving you our voicemail. That just means our calls are very busy at that moment, and you should leave a voicemail with your full name. Go ahead and put your date of birth, the phone number that you could be best reached at, and what you were needing, and you will get a call back. Okay, so you can look at your upcoming appointments too. So let's say I'm an existing patient and I have scheduled an appointment and I have an appointment coming up in 2 weeks and I can't remember exactly what day in 2 weeks. Well, I could look here and I could see my upcoming appointment. Now, since I'm a new patient and I haven't been confirmed yet, I don't have any appointments because I haven't been confirmed as a new patient yet. So let's take a look at messages, our next tab up here. So let's say I want to ask a question to our office. Maybe it's a medical question or a billing question. Maybe I'm having medication side effects. Maybe I'm not sure about my bill. I can always send a message as a general message. Maybe I want to specify it's billing and payments, or maybe just my health information. I can always send that message. It's going to click to be about me. And I'm going to type out my message and I will send it to the office. And I can look to see if they have sent me a message back by going to the messages, my messages, and seeing if they have sent me one. Okay, let's say I want to see my bills. Maybe I want to see my insurance balance and my patient balance. It's going to tell me if I do have a balance due. It's going to give me my statements that I've gotten. And I can also check this box to turn on online billing. Okay, so we've taken a look at bills. Now let's look at prescriptions. So let's say I go to Indie Behavioral Health, or I am looking to be a patient of Indie Behavioral Health, and I'm specifically interested in medication management. So let's say that they accepted me as a medication management patient, and I have a medication manager. Let's say I have Sonia Rudlinger as my medication manager. I can request a refill for my medication that I am seeing her about. I can request a refill through this section, right? And I could also send her messages about my prescription in the messages tab. So that's a really cool feature about this patient portal. Yep. And I can always filter if I want to look at historical. Okay. And right now, I don't have any medications found because I haven't been a new patient yet. I haven't been confirmed. So now I have forms, and the forms tab is very, very important. So in our forms tab, you're going to see that you have an IBH intake. Now, if you recall, in our email, we had received an intake form received subject to an email. That was our very first email ever received. That is different than this intake. This intake is going to have our basic information along with our preferred pharmacy information. It's going to have our insurance information. This is a very important intake, and it has to be completed for sure. You also have to sign a consent form for us to treatment and medication history. You have to start your HIPAA form and authorize, and you have to do your demographics form. So those are some forms that are pushed out. Another very, very important form is that before every appointment, you have a pre-visit form. So you really need to get into your patient portal and complete that form prior to every patient visit with us once you have been confirmed as a patient of Indie Behavioral Health. And of course, I would do that by clicking, let's do my consent. Click start. And I'm going to sign here. It doesn't matter if it's sloppy, right? Okay. And if I don't like it sloppy, I can always clear it, no worries. And now that I have consented, I could save and close it. So if I'm on my intake and I'm not finished yet, because it's a pretty long form, I can always save and close it. But since this was a simple signature, I'm going to submit it to Indie Behavioral Health, right? And it's going to automatically move you to different forms if you just want to knock it all out at once, right? So take a look at this intake form. There is a lot of stuff here. So of course, let's say you're in the middle of it and you don't have time to complete it. That's okay. Just click save and close. Saved. Okay, perfect. So now we're in my records. Now your records will be updated probably each time you see us, right? Because you could have chart summaries, you could have clinical summaries, track your transmit status, and view records. Okay? So, as always, go through the patient portal and explore on your own if you'd like. We highly recommend getting familiar with it so that if you are accepted as a new patient, you are familiar with the system. All right, that is all for the patient portal introduction and exploring throughout the patient portal. Okay, thank you.